be talking about how to build business credit fast, step by step. So I want you guys getting out your paperwork, really figuring out that, look, we're going to show y'all step by step how to get business credit. So a lot of people get confused about it, but it's really not as hard as it seems. But we got to make sure y'all understand everything that you're doing.
Yeah, it's really important. We're in 2024, and like now is the time for you guys to think about scaling your business. You know, a lot of times people open up businesses and they don't raise enough capital. And why they don't raise enough capital? Because they never took time out to build business credit.
Right.
But even if you, like Marvin, I would say, even if you starting a business and you haven't quite started that business yet, but you got incorporated, you know, start going ahead and start building business credit, even though you haven't jump started that business. We come across a lot of you know, a lot of our viewers that are like, I want to start a business, Marvin and Gloria. I don't know where to start. So we're going to give you step by steps on, you know, starting your business, on, you know, making sure that you're building business credit, because that is so key nowadays. You know, really, Marvin, business credit is really taking over.
Yeah. And it really depends on what's your determination of business credit. Like a lot of people look at business credit as being, I want to get a loan, I want to get a line of credit, I want to get a credit card.
Yeah.
It's a difference. Yeah. Like you got business funding and you have business credit.
Yeah.
So business credit is when you actually set up an LLC or a C Corp, then you set up an EIN number, a bank account. Nothing starts until you set up that bank account. And, you know, I tell everybody all the time, like, they're like, well, I got issues with my credit. Your personal credit, I hate to say this, but I want to keep it real with y'all. Your personal credit is more important than anything.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Marvin. And what you can do to preserve your personal credit, you know, like, don't make the mistakes like I made or that Marvin made. You know, like when I was a business owner, let me tell you what I did. I kept taking all my personal money and dumping it into the business. You know, I kept saying, hey, this is a cash business. I'm going to get some money tomorrow. I'm going to get some money tomorrow. I'm going to get some money tomorrow. And guess what? I kept getting money the next day, but it kept being ate up by things that the business needed.
So at what point do you stop?
So what you do is you just have to be able to separate them. You know what I'm saying, Marvin? Like, not keep feeding the business, but what you have to do is figure out a way where getting that foundation together. And that's one of the things that we talk about in our mentorship, is setting up that strong foundation. So you don't, because when your foundation is weak, the whole house is going to fall down. And in order to keep the whole house from falling down is, you know, you gotta set yourself up and start raising capital. You know, like we talk about this all the time. Continue to raise capital, continue to raise capital, continue to raise capital.
Okay. And you guys got to realize, having bad credit is not an excuse. So if you want to work on your credit, I need everybody to type AI into the chat. Even after this live, I'll make sure I send you guys a link to actually start working on your credit, because personal credit is more important than you will ever imagine. Like, a lot of times you can separate it. Let's keep it real. You can separate them, but most of the business owners I talk to want a lot of capital. They want to raise a lot of money. So in order to raise a lot of money, guess what? You have to end up having good personal credit, because you can have a good, let's say, business credit score. So a business credit score goes from 0 to 100. 0 to 100. So 0 to 100, 80 is a good score. Now, if you're talking about personal credit, you got 680 and above is a good personal credit score. And you guys want to make sure that you're working on both. I don't think one is more important than the other. I think you should actually have both of them in order to have a good plan together. What do you think?
And you can work on both of them at the same time. You don't have to take one at a time. You can work on them both at the same time. And Marvin, what do you think? You remember when you first got your we opened up this is 10 years ago, guys. Marvin started building business credit, and he opened it up, you know, he got his little nav going and everything. I remember you looked at your credit score and it was an 80. You was like, yeah, I was doing this right the whole time. I was like, oh, okay, you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's when we had that office over there at 250. Yeah, our office was what, 2255 Cumberland Boulevard. We had a whole office over there, and Marvin was, when I tell y'all, he was there from morning to night, grinding and building a business credit, building a business credit, and it was flowing.
Yeah, yeah. And we worked together. You know, the crazy part was we actually worked together in the beginning. And, you know, like, I want you guys to realize that starting a business can actually be something that's very rewarding. But if you don't do it right, you can have a whole problem on your hands. Definitely. And I want you guys to realize that let's go in steps. So you set up the LLC or the C Corp. That's number one. All right. Then you set up the EIN number with the IRS. After that, you got to sit down and look at, all right, where do I want to bank at? Because that's more important than anything. Like, you can get the net 30s and set those up, but you really want to sit down and think about, okay, who do I want to bank with?
Right.
And then you can't be all over the place when it comes to banking, because in the climate that we're in 2024, a lot of banks are looking for relationships. They're not looking to say, hey, you just come to us and we're going to give you 50,000. Like, people are hollering about no docs, but now fintechs are taking over.
They are most definitely taking over. Like, everything Marvin and I, you know, we've been doing a lot of studying, guys, like a lot of studying. And fintech is most definitely, it's taking over. And when we talk about fintech, what we mean, for those of you that don't know what a fintech company is, it's a company. What they do is they link to your bank account and they look at, how many NSFs do you have? You know, they use a system called Plaid. And it's like, how many NSFs? What is your, at the end of the day, you know, we always talk about cash flow.
Right.
You know, cash flow is starting to be really, really important when we're talking about business credit.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when they're looking at your business credit, they're looking at they want to see your cash flow. They want to see how much money does your ending balance say.
Right.
You know, is it a negative or is it a positive? You know, and that's what's important nowadays. You got to have a positive cash flow.
Yeah. I mean, cash flow is everything, because the way the banks look at it, if you're not making money, how would they let you borrow money?
Right.
And, you know, you guys got to realize, like, as you start this business, I know it's a passion. I know it's something that you want to do, but it's got to make money. Because if it doesn't make money, then guess what? The banks don't want to lend you anything. And then when fintech is coming into play, they can see all the cash flow. They can see the cash flow in and out. Beginning balance, ending balance. And I want you guys to win. So you can start off with no docs, you know, and I'm always throwing rocks at no docs.
And I'm picking them up.
You know, I'm telling you guys, like, keep working on actually making the business make money, because if it doesn't make money long term, you're probably going to be out of business.
Most definitely. That is so important. And, you know, when we're talking about, you know, building business credit, you know, Marvin and I, we're going to keep dropping these gems. We're going to keep trying to tell you how to scale your business. We're going to be telling you about our mentorship. If you want to work one-on-one with us, we have a mentorship where you're going to get coached by us. We're not going to throw you into some type of videos. You know, we do have videos that you're going to need to watch so you can have a good understanding. But you're going to most definitely jump on a one-on-one call with us. You know, every week we're going to hold you accountable. So not only are we your mentor, we're your accountability partner.
That's right.
You're
accountability coaches.
So you're going to have to do the work. So we're going to give you work to do. Like, I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, you know, like, Marvin, I was just talking to somebody, you know, like, being an entrepreneur is a grind.
It is.
It never stops. You know what I'm saying? You think it stops, but it doesn't stop. So, you know, entrepreneurship is not easy. You know, and everyone is not built for it. You know, it's one thing when you can go and to work for someone and you know you got that check coming in every week. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, I got that check coming every week because I work for, you know, Coca-Cola or whoever the company may be. But being an entrepreneur, you may not have no check. You gotta grind for that check.
And you know, it's one of these things where you gotta realize that, what are you doing it for? Like we just went to a conference over the weekend, and I really thought about it. Like it was like Robert Kiyosaki said it a long time ago. You got to begin with the end in mind. And Robert may not have made up that quote, but you have to begin with the end in mind. When you start in the business, what is your end goal? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And you got to really sit down and think about this, and then think about, okay, is it something I'm gonna sell? Is it something I'm going to, just start for a little while and then I just want to do it just to do it? Or is it something that I want to multiply into multiple units or whatever it is? And I think those are the hard things in the beginning for entrepreneurs, because sometimes you do it for passion and you don't really realize the sacrifices that you make when you start a business. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I missed a lot of birthdays. I missed a lot of football games or basketball games. I missed a lot of things with my kids because I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to be my own boss. And I didn't really realize what comes with it. And if you guys want to build business credit step by step, you know what you got to do? You got to sit down and think about, all right, how am I going to get out of this? What is going to be my end goal at the end of the day?
And you know what? And it's not just being an entrepreneur. You have to think about this, even if you're in corporate America. Because, like even in corporate America, sometimes you miss those basketball games or those, it just depends on where you are and where you're trying to go within your career.
Right.
Your career it can be as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Your career is your career. So you have to make sure that, like Marvin said, and don't think that we're giving you these tough questions for yourself and we're not applying them to our life. Trust me, we are, because Marvin is asking me, hey, what is the end game? Like, what are your goals? We talk about these things. So it's really, really important that you sit down and you define these things for yourself. You got to have that one-on-one talk with self and define these things and say, hey, what is the end game for me? When these new entrepreneurs out here, or people that are on this live that are already entrepreneurs, you need to just really sit down and write that down. That's a talk that you need to have with yourself, where I am now and where I'm trying to go.
Yeah. And then let's go back. So let's make sure we started the LLC or the corporation. We got the EIN number. We got the bank account. Now you got to think about, okay, is my credit good enough where I can go get 50,000 or under 50,000?
Did you say Secretary of State? You got to make sure you register your business, because that's really important. And the only reason why I said that, because Marvin, we had one of our clients that got denied. They missed out on some money because they forgot to pay their Secretary of State fees. Those are so important.
Very important.
Those are really, really important. And then those can cost you a lot of money.
Yeah. So after that, now you got to think about, how is my credit? Is my credit good enough where I can get money or get a loan or get a line of credit or get a credit card? Or do I have to go the net 30 route? Or do I do both? So you can do a combination of all of it. And I want you guys to know the difference. So a net 30 is where you have to pay within 30 days. You got to pay the full amount of whatever you charge within 30 days. It's kind of like a charge card. All right. Then you got bank financing. All right. You got credit cards. You got line of credit. You got a loan. Remember that the bank wants to give you a loan first, because they start making money the day that they give you the loan. Line of credit is the hardest to get. I had one of our students in our mentoring program. He was like, I want a line of credit. I got to get it. He went for it. They start asking for taxes, because you got to think about it. They want to know that you're going to use the line of credit. They want to know that you're going to be able to pay the interest month after month, because if not, they're not making any money. If you pay the line of credit off, guess what? The bank makes no money. With a loan, they make money from day one all the way to the end of the loan. Credit card, they charge you incredibly high interest, so they're going to make money. So you got to think about it when you're going into this, how the bank thinks. If it was me, I would look at getting, if I got over 680, I would look at getting a credit card first, then a loan, then a line of credit. Then after that, you can add the net 30s if you want to, in order to build up business credit, from 0 to 100. You can do that. but you got to think about, you know, am I going to be able to pay that off in 30 days?
Yeah.
Or you could do a combination where you got the net 30, then you pay it with a credit card or loan or line of credit. What do you think?
I totally agree with you, Marvin. Like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This right here has been my coach for years. Like, he has coached me and given me some of the best business advice, because when I met Marvin, I was an entrepreneur. And I was a loss, you know, like on trying to scale the business and all of that. I had messed my credit up, then got it fixed. And then Marvin came along and he was like, I need some money. That when I met you, that's what I was saying. I needed some money, right? And Marvin was like, don't worry, I'm gonna get you some money. Marvin called me up and found a bank and got me funded right away. Like within a couple of days, I had to jump on the plane. I jumped on the plane. I went to Michigan, where I'm from. He found a credit union, and I think they gave me like maybe $25,000. They gave me like a $10,000 credit card and a $15,000 loan. Man, you talk about somebody that was so happy. So it's all about just setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
Work on getting that personal credit together, because having bad credit now is not an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. Not in 2024. In 2024, if you got bad credit, you need to fix it. Type AI in the chat. All you got to do is type AI. Even on the replay, we're going to make sure that we give you guys the link to the AI software that'll help fix your credit. And I'm telling you, you're going to love it. We got a lot of people who are getting great results with AI, and it will really help you step by step. And then with business credit, let me give you guys some accounts. Notice what y'all waiting on.
Yeah.
You got Uline. You got Office
Quill.
Depot. You got Quill.
Yeah,
you got Quill. You got Granger. If you check out one of our old videos, we got a company called Fairfigure.
Oh, yeah.
And with Fairfigure, they actually can monitor your personal credit, your business credit, and give you a credit card. Yeah. So we got several. If you guys have not subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe. We got several accounts that you can continue to build business credit on. It's crazy.
And you know, like, times have changed, Marvin, where there's no reason why you can't get funding for your business. You know, they have MCAs. You know, there's money out here. Is the interest rate going to be high? Yes. But sometimes we have to step into that in order to get to where we're trying to go.
Yeah.
But if that's what you're going to do, make sure that you have a plan.
Right.
Make yourself a plan of, this is how I'm going to pivot out of this situation.
Right.
You know, this is where I'm at right now. But if you come up with a plan, you can get out of any situation, but you got a plan and know that it doesn't happen overnight. You got to do the work. So there's money out here. Set yourself up for success. That's all we're saying. We want to give you the tools that you need to be successful. That's why we're on YouTube. That's why we call our channel Empowering Your Finances, because Marvin and I know what it's like. You know, we've lost so many things, houses, cars, businesses, you know, because we didn't set ourselves up for success. And it was just some things that we didn't know to be able to set ourselves up for success. Would you say that?
And you know what? If you guys want to get in our mentorship, we're going to leave the link where you can get a free business strategy call. We'll go over your personal credit, your business credit. We'll be able to tell you guys, hey, you might not need to do this, or you want to do this. And hey, look, maybe you're eligible for our mentorship. And when I tell you, we got some people in our mentorship, we got a young couple. They're about 25, 26 years old. And they've raised close to $80,000 in less than a month.
Yeah.
I mean, when I tell you that, you know, the thing is, everybody has a different path. You know, entrepreneurship is not a clear-cut, straight path. It's different for everybody. And if you guys got any questions, look, make sure you drop them in the chat. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat, and make sure you guys share this with 3 other people. You know, because it's business owners that need help out here.
There is. And you know, like, we've been through it all. Like, we know, we walk the walk. So we're not just getting on here showing you the shiny ring and not telling you how we got to the shiny ring, you know? So like Marvin was saying, you know, you have to create, you know, Marvin and I, we take the time to help you create a success path.
Let's get it. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we sit back, you know, if you want to get that one-on-one Zoom call, we're going to sit back and listen to you and get a good understanding of where you are with your business. Or even if you want to open a business, we help. Because like Marvin was saying, the couple that he been working with, they're starting a new business, and they were able to raise the capital to get that business started, like a smoothie shop. And I'm so excited for them that they're able to do this. So, you know, we have to listen to where you're trying to go, what you need, so we can help you create that success path so that you can get there.
Yep. And then, you know, when we say starting business credit step by step, then you got to look at, what am I working with? You look at yourself as an individual. Okay, what are my strengths? Do I have great credit? Should I build business credit? Do I have great revenue? Because you can start a new business and have awesome revenue. You know, we're going to be telling you guys about some AI stuff besides our credit repair stuff. I'm telling you, AI is actually taking over. And I want you guys to really think about, when you start a business, do I have a business plan? That's number one. Like, let your documentation rule the conversation. You know, be able to come in there to the bank with a business plan so you can show them, hey, I've thought about this. I've got all this written down. And guess what? If you got a good plan, the money follows.
And Marvin, let's just talk about it. Banks are in business to lend.
They
want to give you the money, but they want to know that you can pay the money back.
Right.
That's what keeps them in business, is lending you money.
Correct.
So that it's really important that you get yourself set up for success. You know, you're only as successful as you prepare to be. You know, so you have to prepare, like Marvin said, get that business plan together. Get you a financial plan together. Look at how, you know, where you're going to spend money at. You know, put these things together for the bank. Projections. You know, they want to see a 2-year projection. You know, and we have a couple of we can drop a couple of links for you where they can help you, you know, do a business plan, because you need that.
And you know, not only a business plan, is just thinking this whole thing out. Okay, am I gonna set up net 30s? Do I need a credit card? Do I need a loan? And I'm gonna tell y'all, like I said before, the credit card is one of the easiest to get, but you gotta have a 680 score. I don't want you guys using bad credit as an excuse.
No more bad credit, guys.
You know, type AI in the chat. We'll make sure we send you that over. And also look at our other videos. If you guys have not subscribed, look, subscribe, like, and look at those videos, because it's some of these companies out here like Fair Figure. Fair Figure is where you can get your first business credit card. You can monitor your credit, and you can also get a business credit card. You know, it's one of them things where once you set it up, it's like NAV, but it's a little bit cheaper than NAV.
It
And it's like, think about it. You could do Uline, you could do Quill, you could do Fair Figure, you could do NAV, and you should have an 80 score in
no time.
In no time.
And even if you get an office, you know, now offices are reporting.
Opus.
They're reporting business credit. So it's really important, guys. Just think about, you know, setting yourself up with a plan, you know, and mapping it out. Business credit is not hard. When you go to open up your bank account, if you have good credit, a lot of times they're going to offer you a business credit card. You know, like with our cafe, we went and opened up a Bank of America checking account for the business, and they offered us a credit card with that. You know, that's amazing. And like I keep saying, guys, you know, money magnets. Let me get y'all name right. My money magnets. The banks are in the business of lending. They want to lend you the money. So set yourself up for success.
And you know, in order to really take it to another level, have great credit, build business credit. But let me tell y'all a thing about business credit. I want you guys to only get accounts that you use. Like if you're in real estate, get Lowe's, get Home Depot, Floor Decor. You know, get the accounts that you're actually going to use. Don't get accounts that, I just got this because I saw it on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. No, get accounts that you're going to use, because guess what you want? You want those limits to go up. You know,
all the way up.
Because otherwise you'll get a Uline account for $200.
Yeah.
You'll get Office Depot or a Quill account for 500.
And they're not doing you any good
No.
if you're not using them.
No.
You know, you have to be able to use them. And let's not forget, sometimes they don't report.
Right.
So you may want to look at eCredible. eCredible is going to help them report.
Yeah.
So if Uline's not reporting or Quill's not reporting, you can use eCredible.
Yeah.
And eCredible will help those different trade lines report. Those
Right. You can
lines.
turn your bills, and maybe I should share screens on there. I like that you said eCredible.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to turn your bills into credit.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't realize that the rent you pay, the utility bills, all of those things can turn into
credit,
actual credit, you know, and you don't have to sit around and not figure out like, oh, I'm paying these bills, but I'm not building credit. Every time you spend $1, you need to figure out, how do I build more business credit?
Most definitely.
Am I right?
Yes. How can that help scale me? Like,
yeah,
you know, like everything that Marvin and I do, we do it on points. People be like, how do you guys travel all over the world? And how do you guys go here and go there? Because guess what? We are using the point system.
Yep. And look at eCredible right here. It reports to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Credit Safe, Experian. And look, you can have these scores for your business
in no time.
Dun & Bradstreet goes from 0 to 100.
Yes.
You know, Experian and IntelliScore. You can have Credit Safe, Equifax, and all you got to do is turn your bills into credit. Like arm yourself before applying for credit by knowing what's on your Equifax business report. So you can get these reports right here on eCredible, and you can also build credit. So just realize that building credit for a business can be super helpful. But like Gloria said, let's make sure you're making cash flow. Don't just build credit or build business credit just to do it. Make sure that you're actually making money and you're trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah, because it's not hard, guys.
Right.
Like, you know, like Marvin, really, there's no excuse anymore because they're making things so much easier.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Look at that. Accounts that require on-demand account verification are typically, now here are the top 9 accounts that you can build with eCredible. Okay. You got business utility accounts. You got vendors, suppliers, office rent, business insurance, business services, business credit cards, equipment, office furniture, and legal services.
Yeah.
So if you're in business, you got one of those,
yeah,
you know, at some point. And you can use eCredible, like Gloria said, to end up reporting some of these items to your credit and building a score with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Credit Safe, Experian. And guess what? Now, even if you have bad credit, now you can actually build credit, and that'll get you going. When I had my construction company, net 30s was everything.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. I didn't understand it, but to get those extra 30 days was everything for my business.
Most definitely. And that right there goes back to Marvin, we're talking about cash flow.
Yeah.
That right there will help you be able to float your cash flow.
Yeah.
If you're setting up accounts, depending on what industry you are in. Just like even Marvin was saying with the construction company. He can go out, excuse me, he can go out, just say he needed to put a new roof on someone's home.
Right.
And he can go out, he had an account, he can go out and purchase the materials and pay for it after he was able to get paid. You know, that's really important. That right there is a cash flow changer, and it will make a difference for a lot of people. You know, like with the restaurant, we have a net 7. So we pay for our food every 7 days. Do you know how major that is for us? So that means I can buy the food, sell it, and then pay for it.
Right. And, you know, when you can do that, you improve your cash flow, because the longer you can hold off paying a bill, it gives you more time to actually pay your men, pay for marketing, pay all of that, and then actually get the full profit that you're supposed to. Because in construction, that was the problem I had. I had to wait 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and I was paying for the men, the material, the trucks, the food, the hotels, all of that, waiting on my profit. So the longer I could get any kind of 30 days, 60 days, whatever it was, it helped my bottom line all day.
Yeah, I can only imagine, like, because you need that cash flow to kind of
Yeah.
keep you going. It's really, really important. Like even with government contracts, you need that cash flow, and Marvin and I have been talking about, not just only getting lines of credit, because lines of credit are it's getting to the point where they're harder to come by.
Right.
But loans are getting easier to get, and lines of credit are getting harder to get because, like I stated, banks are in the business of making money. So when you get a loan, they're going to get money. They're making interest off of you every month. But when you get a line of credit, they only make money when you use it.
Yeah, but you gotta have those higher credit scores.
You have to have those higher credit scores. So, guys, there's no excuse. Your credit can't deter you from. You can't let your credit deter you from being able to scale your business.
Correct.
You just gotta have a plan, and we're here to help you. If you have questions, drop them so that we can answer them.
That's right. Drop them in the chat, guys. Look, don't be scared to ask a question. We're here to answer them, even after the live. Drop questions.
Yeah.
Get involved, because the more we can educate you guys, the more money you can raise.
Yeah. And then Marvin is looking at these. Don't worry, you guys will not get missed. Marvin looks at this. He gets up in the middle of the night and looks at you guys' responses. So don't worry, they will not get missed. Any questions that you have, we will answer them.
And any video ideas that you guys got. If you guys got some things about SBA or real estate or vehicles, drop that stuff in the chat. Gloria and I will do the research and we'll make a video. We want you guys to empower your finances. We're not doing this just because, oh my God, we have nothing to do. We actually want to help you guys get to that next level, but we need some input from you guys. So if you got questions, comments, or you got some experience with some of the business credit or the net 30s or the credit cards, drop all of that stuff in the chat.
Yeah, and what we're trying to do is keep you from going through some of the things that we went through. Like it was really hard starting out for us as a business owner because we didn't know some of the things that we know now.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to share them. We want to keep you guys from making those mistakes, and we want to share. It's so important for us.
Yeah, and more than anything, I want to do one last review. So we got the Secretary of State, LLC to C Corp. We got the EIN number. We got the bank account. We got net 30s, and we got 0% credit cards. I didn't say that earlier, so write that down. You can get 0% credit cards. You guys can get in our mentorship. We can get you loans, lines of credit, all of those things to help take your business to the next level. And most importantly, a business plan. Because that lets the bank know, lets everyone know, even you, what's my end game? Where am I going with this? Because believe it or not, if you start with the end in mind, it's kind of like using your GPS when you're going somewhere. When you get the end in mind, you know where you're going. It's no effort because you know what this is going to be. And, I want you guys to be successful. Write a business plan. If you guys want to get a business strategy call, I'm going to have the link in the comments. Set up a free business strategy call, and we would love to have you guys in our mentorship. But we want to make sure it's a good fit for you and it works out for you. We don't want to do you a disservice. We want you guys to be in our mentorship and be able to take yourself to the next level.
Marvin, what we really want to do is we want to help you guys get to the bag.
That's right. And all I can say, guys, stick around. Look at the older videos we have about fintech companies. We got 75,000, 250,000. We got a good one we did last week was the SBA.
Yes, you guys, you wouldn't believe what's going on with the SBA. They giving out that bread.
And make sure you guys check out our videos. If you guys want to drop some comments, drop those comments. Let us know what you guys want to hear, video ideas, all of that, and we'll make sure that we sit down and put something together. And thank you guys for spending.
Hold on.
Okay.
You didn't do the giveaway.
Okay.
Ready for the giveaway. Marvin was gonna leave and didn't give you guys a gift.
All right. So what's the hashtag?
Let's talk about. Let's do hashtag.
Hashtag business.
Yeah. You were thinking the same thing. I was like, should I say that?
Let's do hashtag business. All right, everybody put hashtag business in there. And then Paul, what kind of questions do you got? Paul Graves is always on our lives. Paul, give me a question that you got. Let me know what question that you itching to ask.
Yeah.
Hashtag business. Let me know. We got Katrina. Katrina has won before. I think. I don't know.
Okay. Katrina, you can do a hashtag business.
Lana,
hashtag business. Come on, y'all. Let's go.
All right. While we're waiting on everybody to put hashtag business, somebody throw a question in there that you guys want to get answered.
Yeah.
Can somebody give me a question that you guys want to get answered? I want to add the Q&A into the lives as well.
Yes.
And I eventually want to get you guys to actually come on live. You can do that.
Yay.
You know, we can make this live off the chain.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. It's gonna get better and better.
Yeah.
And if it's a topic that you guys want us to do the live on or talk about, or even do a video on, let us know. Let's go, because it's about us empowering your finances.
Yeah.
Okay.
So somebody drop a question in there. I'm not gonna do the giveaway till you drop a question.
Come on, Paul.
In the giveaway, we're gonna give you a copy of The Psychology of Credit. All right, we're gonna give you a t-shirt.
This is nice.
And we're gonna make sure you guys you know,
full of information.
Yeah, it's full of information. Do y'all do business credit for nonprofits? Well,
yes.
Yeah, you can set that up.
Yes, we can do business credit for nonprofits.
Yeah. So you can get that done. All right, one more question. One more question for the giveaway.
Guys, you can do it.
So we're gonna give away the t-shirt. We're gonna give away the book. We're gonna give a box. We're gonna give a card.
Y'all see them luxury credit hats box back there,
Yeah. And everybody that's on Instagram and Facebook, make sure you guys come over to YouTube, subscribe, get on our channel, and let's get it going. Glory and I are going in to get this done. All right. Okay. Paul said, Age Corps, should the EIN be backdated or get a new EIN?
You get a new EIN.
Yeah, you get a new one. Yeah.
No, let me tell you guys something. EIN numbers are not backdated.
Right.
They're not at all.
Right.
So when you go to open up your account, they're not looking at the date of the EIN. They're looking at the date of the Secretary of State.
That's right.
And they're looking at when did you open your bank account. Right. Because really, you're not a business truly until you open your bank account. And
tell me if you guys can see our super fans. See if you can buy a super fans. I want y'all to look at that. I keep forgetting about that every time we do a live. We got super fans that you guys can ask questions. All right. Lana says, today I received the offer letter from Amex. Special offer. Should I fill it out? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as long as you got a good score, Lana, yes. Yeah.
Well, they can say
and Lana, we're still trying to get you into the mentorship. What do we got to do to get you in that mentorship? All right. What banks pull from Equifax for a business credit card? You know what? We just did this in our mentorship.
We did. We put together a whole list.
I mean, for business, I got to think about that a second, but we just put together a whole list.
Too,
it does.
It depends on where we have a lot of banks, but it does depend on where you live at.
Yeah, because sometimes they can pull 2 bureaus built on regions. So that's a loaded question, but we got a list. Let me say that. If you get in our mentorship, we got you. Can you help me figure out which business to do? I have a few ideas.
Oh,
well, yeah, that's I think that's a matter of us sitting down.
That's when we do that.
Our mentorship.
Yeah, and that's when we do that one-on-one call.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you can book the one-on-one Zoom call.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you and see, just to see if this program is a good fit for you, if you are a good fit for us, because it goes both ways. So most definitely, and we can talk about, where you're trying to go, and we can give you our our expert opinion. We had one young lady join our mentorship, and she was going to do one thing, and after speaking with us, she's doing something different, and she's killing it.
And you got to really think about your passion, because your passion can turn into a profit.
Yeah.
You got to really figure out
what you enjoy,
what I enjoy, and then what I can do well and give value. Yeah. I think the main thing is figuring out how to give value. But
anyone new that just came on, make sure you put
hashtag business.
We're about to do a giveaway and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah. Hashtag business. Throw it in there. Paul is ready now. I love it. Paul is firing back questions after questions. All right. If your personal credit is A1 and has comparable credit, how come people still get small limits on the business side? Well, I would say it's
a couple of things.
Yeah, it's a couple of things.
You may have, just because your credit is A1, we have to look at the body of the credit.
Yeah.
And when we say the body of the credit, what is the makeup of that credit? Just because you have over a 700 score doesn't mean that you have what you need for what a bank is looking for.
And what are the line of credit or the
what
credit
are your
line?
Limits?
What are your limits? What are your limits?
So that goes back to the body of the credit. So there are so many things that go along with that until that's really a loaded question.
Yeah.
So we really have to just dive deep into the body of the credit and see what pieces you're missing.
Right. All right. How much in taxes?
$4.99. Thank you. Yeah. Got that super money.
All right, super fan.
Thank you.
All right, Millennium Money, our first super fan. I love that. Thank you. All right, how much in taxes we need to pay and income you need to make to a $250,000 line of credit? That's a loaded question too. But I'm gonna say, think about it. If you're usually banks lend 5 to 10% of your income.
Yeah.
So you got to think about it like that.
Yeah.
5 to 10% of your income is what they'll let you borrow. So let's just say you're making $500,000 a year, they will loan you $50,000. You know, so that's 10%. That's 10% of the income.
Yeah.
So think about it like that, and then realize that, you know, if you want $250,000, your business has to be making some revenue.
And then, you know, we have to look at it as well.
Yeah.
Because you could get some no docs where, as long as you have a very personal credit score,
right,
it could possibly work for you. So there's so many things that you have to look at. That's why we have the mentorship program, because we can throw you out answers, but they're not going to be
accurate.
100% accurate.
Yeah.
Because right now we're doing a guesstimate based off of the information that you may be telling us.
Right.
But, you know, once we dive deep into it and you work with us one-on-one, we're going to show you how to get to the bag. I promise you. We're going to show you how to get to the bag.
And you know, when Gloria and I first met, we would help individuals get up to $250,000, but it was at different lending institutions. So you got to think about, we might be able to get $250, but it may not be at one place. So a lot of new business owners always think, I got to get $250 at one place. What if you got $250, but it was spread out at different banks?
Exactly. Depending on what your profile looks like. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Paul has one more. What are the money ranges that should be put on a business credit app to get the max funding? Well, another loaded question, but we're gonna take our best stab at it. You got to think about, like Gloria said, the body of the credit. You know, I don't think the income is more important than the credit.
And your limits.
Yeah.
Your limits are really important.
Because we have real situations where we had somebody join the mentorship about a month ago. They had $4,000 limits, $5,000 limits. And I was like, look, you need to increase those. They had these accounts for 2 years. I was like, look, before we go for business funding, let's get that increased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, Paul, is more about the credit itself. Like Gloria said, the body of the credit. What are the limits? How old are they?
Yeah.
All of that makes a difference when it comes to getting approvals.
It does. And especially when we're talking about the higher dollar amounts.
Right. And don't get discouraged if you want 100 or 150 and we get it at different places.
And it's obtainable.
Yeah.
You just got to look at what you have going on.
And never stop.
Yeah. As long as your personal credit is good, it can happen.
Yeah. All right. Let's get ready to do this giveaway. Hashtag business.
Make sure you put in hashtag business because we're going over.
All right, I'm gonna get ready to pull it up so you guys can see it.
This
is gonna be fun. I love this. I get excited every time we do it.
I know, I do too.
All right, only 4 people left. Well, at least it took us out.
Yeah.
Patrick. All right. Winner. Patrick, make sure you set a appointment with us, and we'll make sure we get you. Look at that, Patrick. Patrick said, I love the information and energy. I found your channel 2 weeks ago. I would love to get involved with the mentorship program for my upcoming startup trucking owner operator business.
Yes.
Yes. All right, Patrick, man. Thank you for following us.
Yes.
Keep subscribing.
Book your one-on-one Zoom
Yeah.
call so we can make sure that we get all of your information to get your shirt and your book and everything else out to you.
Yeah, Katrina. Look, Katrina said, almost again. I almost got it. I love it. Hey, you guys, thank you for spending time with us. Make sure you guys watch these videos. If you guys got any suggestions, look, I know Lana, I know Paul, I know Katrina. You guys leave us some comments and video ideas for the next live. Put some video ideas on these videos. Put some comments in there. You know, Gloria and I are going to do our best to research it and get it done.
Most definitely.
All right. Have a nice night.